Hey there, thanks for joining us. My name's Alex Tack, and this is the third episode of the Fuzzy Qube Show. So today the topics we're going to talk about is, as I mentioned in my last episode, first I'm going to tell you something about myself, and then we're going to talk about the Empowering Girls magazine Kazoo that I mentioned at the end of my last episode. After that, we're going to kind of combine the two narratives and talk a little about gender equality and employment opportunity. So first, something about myself. So for those of you who don't know me, I have been struggling to find solid work for about it was 11 months on August 1st, and that's a really long time, and I'm a dedicated employee. I worked at my previous employer for just about 10 years straight, while I was going to university. And yeah, it's I don't know what to say. It's not even just aiming high and trying to apply for jobs that might relate to my master's degree or that I feel I'm qualified for. I'm applying for page jobs at the Regina Public Library that, they're asking for grade 10s, and I'm not even getting a call for an interview. And I get it, they look at that I'm overqualified or whatnot, but people still have to eat. It wasn't like my education was cheap, and I'm taking care of kids. I'm trying to, help raise my family, and you just can't even catch a break. Yeah, and, out of at least like 250 applications I've sent out in 11 months, I've gotten 4 or 5 job call interviews. And of those, obviously, since I'm doing YouTube videos on a Tuesday afternoon, haven't really panned out as of yet. It's not that I'm not trying to do other things. I still do my freelance web development stuff. So, anybody watching this that needs website work done or business analyst work done or internet communication technology work done, I'm your man. Check me out. www.fqentertainment.ca. But yeah, so that's sort of something new about myself. And, we're talking about unemployment. It's not just me. When you look at Saskatchewan, it's got a 7.0 unemployment rate, earlier this year in 2016, and that relates to about 70,000 people, and that's a huge number. When you're looking at people with less than high school, it's 52% of those, so that's 36,000 people. High school is 20%, so that's 14,000 people. And people with college certificates or university degrees make up 22% of the unemployment population in Saskatchewan. And that's about 7,700 people, just like myself, that are highly qualified, who want to be part of the workforce, but they're just not given the opportunity to do so. And, in some cases, we're even pigeonholed. I can't leave this province. My wife has a contract with Regina Public Schools. I have kids, I have family here. Taking off and trying to move to a more prosperous province just isn't an option for us. So yeah, and when you look at, my education, it's not like it is useless. I do have a religious studies degree, and I know a lot of folks look at that and they don't really know what to do with it. And I get that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. When you're looking at my background, I have a BA with honors. I focused on liberation, theology, and ideologies. Ultimately, my honors thesis was on looking at how different religious institutions use websites to reach out to each other differently. I have a Master's of Arts, which focused on electronic colonialism and religious smartphone application dispersal rates. And on top of that, I mapped out, the history of internet communication technology in general. Where did internet come from? Where were the breakthroughs? How does mobile technology play into that? I've mapped out and written a history on that. I'm not a stupid person. I know a lot. I can contribute a lot, but I'm just not given the opportunity to do so. So, yeah, that's sort of where everything's at when it comes to unemployment, and it's unfortunate, and yeah, I don't know what to say. But anyway, that's my beginning rant here for the day, and check out Kazoo.
So this is Kazoo magazine. It was created by Aaron Bride. This new kind of magazine is aimed directly at girls. It's one that inspires them to be smart, strong, fierce, and above all, true to themselves. And that's a direct quote from the Kickstarter campaign's page. Now, the Kickstarter campaign got over 3,000 backers and pledged over $170,000 to bring this project to life. And this is an example of the first issue. And it just is phenomenal, the content that's in here. Now, for more information on Kazoo Magazine, you can visit kazoomagazine.com, and the link will be in the info below, and you can read Erin's story and find out what motivated her to come up with this one-of-a-kind idea. This next little excerpt was right from the website itself, and she wraps things up perfectly. Simply put, there are no other magazines like Kazoo. All the stories are either developed or inspired by top female artists, explorers, scientists, chefs, athletes, activists, writers, and others. And if this magazine wasn't world conscious enough, it's printed on 100% recycled paper. So yeah, that's Kazoo magazine.
And welcome back. That was Kazoo. Definitely subscribe to them. I think they have a bright future, and check it out, especially if you're a parent of any young girls. They can do fantastic things to kind of build up their self-esteem and help them persevere in the world. It's all about basic building blocks, right? So when it comes to Canada, I want to talk a little about when it comes to gender inequality in the workforce. So in Canada, women on average make about 61% versus their male counterparts. So on the low end, that relates to about $7,000 difference, or at least from $13,000 to $20,000. Then exponentially increases as the wages go up. We told ourselves as being this liberal society for women, and don't get me wrong, I think Canada is a beacon of light when it comes to things like that, but we still have room for improvement. In 2014, they ran a report that put Canada at 19th place as far as gender equality is concerned. In that same report, we saw increases in areas of violence against women, which related to about 1.8 million reported cases over the course of 5 years. So between 2010 to 2009 to 2014, when the report was released. So in that same exact study, you also saw increases in issues when it came to economic insecurities. So, women worrying about where the next paycheck's going to be, saving for retirement, things like that, as well as increase in issues relating to Aboriginal women and children. That's an ongoing struggle we hear about in the news, and I think that people are desensitized to these issues, but they're real problems that need real solutions found for them, And this isn't just a Canada problem, this is a world problem. Successful women like Hillary Clinton and the recent Prime Minister of the UK, Theresa May, are dropping the bucket when it comes to, positions of power for women in this world. And, you see bias everywhere. Some of the worst players for biases are going to be the tech industry. You saw issues just recently with one of the main guys from Tor, having the Tor project having to leave his position for sexual harassment in the workplace against women. Most recently here, and not surprising, Fox News, with the he was in charge of the whole shebang there, at least with Fox News there, Roger Ailes, for sexual harassment. These are issues that women have to face every single day. And as a father of 2 young girls, I want to make sure that in this world they have the fair shake they possibly can. For them to be put in a box and pinholed simply because of their gender just blows my mind. So, I really think that we're a liberal country. There's definitely some room for improvement, and we need to start, moving forward on some of these issues. Yeah, so that's sort of the show for this week here. I hope you liked it. So check me out next week. Cheers.